The Multicultural Greek Council consists of 3 councils, NPHC, NALFO, and NAPA, and MGC consists of 14 organizations overall.
NPHC stands for National Panhellenic Council.
NALFO stands for the National Association of Latino Fraternal Organizations.
NAPA is the National APIDA Panhellenic Association.
APIDA is Asian Pacific Islander Desi American.
My name is Anthony Cornell. My AKA is Bochica.
Carlos Vasquez. My AKA is WOF.
I represent Latino America Unida, Lambda Alpha Upsilon Fraternity Incorporated.
Fatima Salim, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Kellyon Blatch, and my line name is Nirvana, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Adrian Huang. My nickname is Obsidian.
Lawrence Diocampo, nickname Cobre, and I represent Lambda Phi Epsilon.
International Fraternity Incorporated.
Mei Wu, my nickname is Castizo.
Kimberly Mack, my nickname is Carbon. Sigma Psi Zeta Sorority Incorporated.
This is Waldo Barros Mendez. My line name is Itzamna, La Unidad Latina, Lambda Upsilon Lambda Fraternity Incorporated.
Stephanie Paredes, hermana Loria Liz, of Latinas Promoviendo Comunidad Lambda Pi Chi Sorority Incorporated.
No.
No, I didn't really see myself being Greek.
Yes.
Yes.
I've always thought about being Greek ever since I stepped foot on this campus.
No, that's not a thing at all in my community.
Brotherhood, scholarship, and community service.
Service, scholarship, sisterhood, and finer womanhood.
Manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind.
Authenticity, courageous leadership.
Cultural heritage, love, and wisdom.
La hermandad, la comunidad, en la cultura latina.
Academic excellence, community service, brotherhood.
Integrity, legacy, scholarship, philanthropy.
Professionalism, community, sisterhood, culture, citizenship, and activism.
First of all, servants of all, we shall transcend all.
Community, conscious, action-oriented organization.
Lead from the front.
Leaders among men.
Women of strength, women of character.
La Unidad para siempre.
Venceremos porque nacimos para triunfar.
In English, it translates to we will overcome because we were born to triumph.
I'm really cultural oriented, and I also really love the family values that Lambda Phi Epsilon showed.
Values and the philanthropy and all the initiatives that were done.
When I was talking to all these sisters, I saw how close they were and how they valued each other on a different level, and I was like, I want to be a part of that.
I really fell in love with the women before I fell in love with the organization.
I saw all of them, and I don't know, something just clicked to me, like, I'm supposed to be a Zeta.
The PATH Initiative, which stands for Providing Access to Higher Education.
I personally am pretty outgoing, and I wanted to find a place as an outlet for me to express myself and my individuality.
All the stereotypes that we've heard before is a lot of
Parties
And drink alcohol.
Oh my goodness. That we don't do anything.
That we come to school to be Greek.
Kind of like lose their focus on academics, and perhaps they might drop GPA scores.
They really just think we dance all the time. They think we stroll. They think that we put on our letters and we're just strolling around campus. We don't even go to school. We don't do anything else but stroll.
That we're very cliquey, and
We have like a intimidation attitude towards others. We don't want to respect others.
Hazing and sexual violence, homophobia and transphobia. If I see something wrong, I'm going to say something, because if it means that it's going to make a safer community for someone, then I can't think of a better choice.
Our main focus is not for the fun, but for the development of individuals to the best of our abilities.
We're actually really open. We want to be able to like have a good Asian community, or just a community in general.
Personally, after I joined, I was able to get on Dean's List because everybody around me were 4.0 students, and that encouraged me to focus on academics more.
Something that we like to do is have a 3.5 GPA plan in which we are focused and always excelling in our academic courses.
In comparison to other organizations, specifically on the RIT campus, if you were to break down how much money is raised philanthropically in comparison with other organizations, actually multicultural Greeks raise more money per person than others on this campus. And so I wish that was more promoted.
My favorite Greek tradition would be nicknames, because everyone has their own individual one that is unique to them and kind of defines who they are.
There was a reason that it was given to you, and for me personally, I try to live by my name.
And at the same time, you don't know what that meaning is. Like, you could see their nickname on their para, but you don't know what it means because it's unique to them and only them.
My favorite Greek tradition is bigs and littles. My big sister specifically knows me on a very different level, and I know that if anything were to happen to me, she would always be there, regardless of time and day.
I really love the idea of having like a mentorship. That one bro who becomes your big bro is someone who you can pretty much turn to for whatever you need.
For myself, I really like to stroll. I'm kind of new to it because I'm a neophyte. Little by little, I start to learn the steps, but strolling is a really nice way to portray your identity.
Strolling is something that is deeply cultural and has ties to traditions within Africa.
Oh man, I love stepping and strolling. It's so much fun. But the most fun I have being a Greek is actually being with other Greeks.
I love when I get to meet like other Zetas from other places.
It's always a great experience getting to see their Greek experience and the things that they're currently doing and how Greek life has affected them.
Being a multicultural Greek, we are of a different breed and developed to the best of our abilities. It has enabled me to enhance my leadership capabilities and help others realize the same.
The way that I grew up was mainly in a predominantly Asian place, and coming to Rochester, finding MGC was like a blessing for me.
Being from New York City, you see different cultures from like everywhere, and like just being a part of an MGC organization really brings that to campus.
Definitely, I found my spot on campus. Sometimes, to me, it felt like I was like off place for a little bit. And once I met the hermanos, I realized that
I am part of something definitely much bigger than myself, something that I can relate to with the similar values that align with who I am as an individual.
I feel like I truly belong and that I have the resources necessary to become the best that I can be.
First of all, I don't have the money to pay for friends, okay? Let's just start there.
Friends is also a really big understatement.
You already have the wrong mentality about what it is to be Greek.
It's paying for the fact that we're a nonprofit organization and we need money to put on events to support our community, give back to our community.
So that means we give out free food or we give out free things to people. And I think that the friendships or the sisterhood that we get and the networking opportunities, if I had to pay for that, I don't think I'm paying enough.
It's a lifetime of deep connections. It's a network. Most fraternities and sororities are businesses, and so what you're paying for is the access to that business.
I wouldn't say like I'm paying for friends because they're always going to be there for me, regardless of money or any of that.
So I look at it as an investment not only in myself, but in my organization as well, because we are able to provide opportunities to other people that may not have one in terms of scholarships and opportunities like that. So no, it's not about paying for your friends.
At the end of all of our process and ceremonies, we have the new brothers do a chant, and when they do this chant, they're always expressing themselves to like they're just being as loud as they can. They're being very proud of the organization they just crossed into, and I think you can feel the brotherhood.
We were coming home from a retreat and it was just snowing that weekend, and one of my sister's cars slid into a ditch, and the car that I was in, we had already driven far away back home and we were like 30 minutes away from home, but everybody turned around to go help our sister, and it was getting dark, it was really cold, but we were there for literally 6 hours trying to push our car out.
I personally have struggles with mental health, and they're always there in any regard.
All of us have had our own traumatic experiences that really can shake us, but we each have supported each other through our own experiences and made sure that no one was ever alone.
It was the time where my aunt actually was diagnosed with cancer. I didn't really know how to react when my parents would call me and stuff like that. I wouldn't really know how to talk about it with them because it's necessarily something they don't really want to bring up all the time. But like being able to talk to my bros about how I feel, that was the moment I knew there was so much love from my bros to me.
My hermana, Gabby Oberti, hermana Fiastanel, she passed away on February 13th, 2014 from a car accident. And that was a huge, incredibly deep loss for our chapter, for our organization, but more importantly for her family. And we know what responsibility we had as hermanas to Gabby's family. One of our hermanas put together a GoFundMe page, and we were hoping to raise $15,000 to give to our family to help them with all of the expenses of a funeral. It only took a few days to raise $15,000. And when I say brotherhood and sisterhood, that money was raised through other Greeks, other friends, family members. And when we went to her funeral, her mother asked us to please have a member of the organization speak at her funeral. And so I ended up speaking on behalf of our organization, which was something that was incredibly hard to do, but I was incredibly humbled to have been asked. We all were incredibly humbled. The mother also said, Gabby spoke very highly of how much you all took care of her, and if you would like to put something in her casket, please, we encourage you to do that because we know that was an important part of her life. And one of the things that impacted us more was when they showed us what her headstone looked like, and it was so beautiful, the headstone. They actually put her crossing picture on her headstone, and she's on there crying, and it was one of those moments that was like, wow, you just never know, as brothers and as sisters across organizational lines, we're able to not only impact our members but their families as well. That is something you cannot describe how it feels. And so it's incredibly special. And so I was able to say, we were all able to say thank you to the community for raising money for our hermana and her family. And that's what we should be doing as organizations, not just fulfill our own values and mission, but help each other out when things get very, very hard and very sad and very vulnerable. We should be there for one another.